Welcome to the Daily Debrief. I'm Jordan Gardner, and today's leading headline is Handling Student Mental Health. Reporter Sean Delancey has details on how the Clark County School District is attempting to help those in need. Sean, what has brought this topic back to the forefront this year?
Yeah, Jordan, well, let's just kind of start with this story is obviously tragic. These students dealing with mental health issues, and it is urgent. Kids are going into their second week now of in-person classes in the Clark County School District. And to date, since the beginning of the pandemic, 24 kids have lost their lives to self-harm during this pandemic, well above the average rate here in the district. And so that's something that the district is trying to tackle, trying to get ahead of, and try and make sure that these kids are safe and dealing with their mental health issues in a healthy way as they try to get back into social groups and try to get caught up from some of the learning that they lost over distance learning and summer vacation.
And what is the school district doing, say, to address this mental health crisis, is what many are calling it?
Yeah, two major things that they've been doing. One thing that has been happening for a good while now, it started when they were doing distance learning, is there's a program on all CCSD devices called Go Guardian. And it essentially monitors students' activities on Clark County school devices. And then they implemented what's called Go Guardian Beacon, which allows them to track certain terms that are searched that are related to either threats or self-harm. And that sends up a red flag that goes to counselors and administrators so that they can get on top of it before somebody develops a plan and actually carries through with some type of self-harm. And another one's relatively new. They've established a 24/7 hotline, essentially, both on the phone and online through this company called Care Solace. And what you can do is you can call in to a number called 888-515-0595 and essentially talk with a representative to get help and care, or you can visit the Care Solace website /CCSD and talk with a rep there to get a hold of resources or outside support, or even schedule appointments with mental health professionals in this area.
All right, and it sounds like the school district is, of course, monitoring their own warning signs. What are some warning signs parents can look out for when it comes to monitoring their own child's mental health?
Yeah, I talked with Dr. Jeffrey Morawski over at the Silver State, Silver Summit Health Plan, and he had indicated that there's several things that parents can be on the lookout for when trying to gauge where their children's mental state is. The first of which is whether they have suddenly withdrawn from social groups, from friends, things along those lines, and isolated themselves. And that's a big red flag that there may be some serious mental health issues going through their children at the moment. And another thing, he said that a lot of anxiety and depression symptoms that you normally think of with adults don't necessarily translate to children. It can almost be ADHD-like symptoms where they're starting projects, not finishing them, all over the place, very scattered. And that can be another red flag for parents to acknowledge that there's something going on and that they can have a conversation with their kids, recognize that these issues are real, and then listen to them.
And what resources are there available, say, to help local kids and parents that would be, say, outside of the Clark County School District?
Well, of course, there's professional mental health services out there. You can call a doctor, try and get therapy. And Dr. Morawski said that one of the things he always says is, if you are thinking about seeking extra help, it's time to get extra help. He said your gut is really the main indicator as to when you should probably reach out to a mental health professional. And that includes counselors within the Clark County School District. There's one in every single school. And so if you think you need to get help, go get help. And another main line, it's the biggest resource for a lot of people out there in crisis situations is the National Suicide Hotline, 1-800-273-TALK. Morawski says, you can call for any reason. If you've got questions, they don't mind If you're just having a troubled day, give them a call, and then they will help you out, and they can also direct you to more resources as well.
Very cool. All right. Thank you, Sean, for shedding light on a pretty serious topic that's, back in the headlines as we continue in the pandemic. And again, thank you for joining us. And you could find Sean's full report on ktmv.com.